Hey everybody, it's Scott Newby here with Living It with Scott Cat podcast. Friday night AV and bass brings us together. I get asked a lot, what is this event bass brings us together? What's the big deal? What's the fuss? Why should I come? Is this interesting for me or not? So basically, a quick rundown of what bass brings us together is Cat and I started an event years ago because we had people interested in coming over to the house, experiencing the AV gear, 2-channel, Dolby Atmos, and people wanted to come by and just experience that in a home setting. So randomly throughout the year, we'd have 6, 10 people here, 6, 10 people there, and it certainly was a good time. But the problem that we noticed is, other than just watching the movies or the demo clips or listening to the music, is that there wasn't really any connection. I was trying to entertain the guests that were here. There wasn't too much going on between the other guests, and it felt very dry and mechanical. So then we thought, well, let's throw a bigger event, bring people in, some people from the industry, some business owners, other enthusiasts, other YouTube people, and just a mixed bag of a bunch of different personalities. So we tried that the very first year, which was 4 years ago, and it was an extreme success. For the whole day, pretty much from about 9 a.m. until about 9 p.m. People came to the house throughout the day, and we just did demo clips. We did food and drinks, and people just hanging out and chatting a hobby all day. And some lifelong friends were made, certainly due to that event. So each year it gets a little more refined, a little better, a little bit more anticipation from people that are coming. Now we've had people come from India, we got people coming from Canada, we've had people come from Florida and Texas, California, New York, Pennsylvania. So it's super cool because we're based out of south side of Chicago, about an hour south of Chicago. So to have people fly in, drive in, take time out of their schedule, take time off of work, take time away from other stuff going on. I mean, everybody's extremely busy nowadays. So for people to take that time out of their life to want to come and hang out with us for this event is absolutely it's still mind blowing to us. When I announced the event, we book up pretty quick within just a couple of days. So that's awesome. We do have a waiting list as well too, because people realize that they had other prior commitments. So if we lose a person here or there, we always got a person to fill it back up. So we try to keep it around 60 people. Last year was 50. This year we're going to stretch it to 60. And it's just kind of hard. We feel bad certainly for the people like, oh, sorry, unfortunately we're already at capacity. But to bring 60 people through your house in one day, and we got a decent sized house, and we got a couple different experiences going on here. It's still hard to juggle all that around for sure to get it all done in one day. So people flying the night before, we usually all go out for a nice dinner the night before for the people that want to hang out a little extra. And then the day of the event, which is on Saturday this year, May 11th, we pretty much everybody will come over and hang out, different time slots, but throughout the day, 60 people will come over in about 12 hours. And so this year for the experiences, because a lot of people are asking, especially people that are coming, and we weren't 100% exactly sure what was going on because a lot of moving parts stuff always going on. So for this year in the theater room, the experience will be, excuse me, the room that I'm sitting in right now. We'll be running the Dolby Atmos experience in this room, and also the 150 dB experience in this room. They're not ran together. Some people aren't interested in the high dB stuff. We do the extreme Atmos demos in here, which is pretty much everything played right around reference with the subs about 14 or 15 dB hot. That's our normal extreme Atmos playback. And then for the people that are interested at just random parts throughout the day, we will do a couple music demos that run right around the 150 range. In this room, we have 8 JTR Captivator 6000s, which is pretty much the 4000, but with the upgraded amplifier that JTR offers. So each subwoofer has its own 6,000 watt, 220 volt amp. We have 11 channels for Atmos, the bed layer being all JTR, which consists of left, center, right, 2 side surrounds of being the JTR 228s, and then the rear JTR 110s. And then in the ceiling, we have the Klipsch Pro In Ceiling 8-inch for the Atmos. As soon as this event is over with, this room is going to get torn apart, and I'm going to discuss that in a later episode. And then tomorrow night, you can catch us live too, because going on the podcast, we're going to talk about loudness and how loud people listen, and just various degrees of loudness and volume control and people's thoughts and my thoughts on that. So tomorrow night will be a fun episode. Everybody likes to talk about loud. Also in this room, we run the Anthem AVM70 processor, Rotel power amps. Yeah, the bed layer is staying roughly 350 watts per channel. The in-ceiling is powered by a Sunfire 5-channel amplifier, only using 4 of those channels, so each Atmos speaker is seeing 200 watts. Each one of these chairs has a butt kicker LFE bolted to it, that is fed through another speaker power 6000. So in this theater, we run 9 speaker power 6000s, and then 2 Rotel multi-channel amps and a Sunfire multi-channel amp to power all the speakers and all the LFE. All the tuning calibration is done by myself through multiple mini DSPs. We run 2 mini DSP 2x4 HDs and a mini DSP 4x10 HD. All the subwoofers are on their own dedicated 220 volt lines, and also the amplifier for the butt kickers as well. The power amps are on their own line, and then the processor, projector, and everything else, seats, PlayStation, all that stuff is on its own separate line as well too. In this room, we have 4 seats. 3 of them are good seats. 1 of them is kind of a throwaway seat. It's off-centered, but 4 seats just work for our family. That's why we have 4. So I do entertain 4 people at a time down here, but they switch seats throughout the demos just because 2 are amazing seats. 1 is decent and one sucks, just to be honest. In this room, I'm still running a lamp-based projector, the JVC 590R, which has a new bulb in it, and it'll have a fresh calibration right before the big get-together too. 132-inch screen, screen that we made and bordered and black velveted around. It just really works for us in this room. This room is 7 hertz capable before extreme roll-off, and GIK treatments, panels on the sidewalls, and then full room treatment on the back wall as well also. All the demo clips will be ran through a Zapidi 4K HDR1, and then anything on disc will be done through a Panasonic 820. All the music down here is ran through a Blue Sound Node, and then our other experience upstairs, which is the 2-channel high-resolution experience, is with the RTJs, and that is ran with a Parasound preamp through a Blue Sound Node with an external SMSL SU9 high-res DAC, and we stream all Cubos and stuff up there for high-resolution demos. And that'll be a various mix of music, playlist, a little bit of everything for everybody. Every once in a while, we'll crank it up for the people that want to check the dynamic limits of the RTJ, which are pretty impressive. Excuse me. So the 2-channel experience, also it's a Cherry amplifier powering the left and right speaker, and then for the bass, it is the RTJ amps that come with the RTJ setup. So roughly the demos in the theater will run about 20 to 25 minutes, which will be multiple back-to-back clips that'll play seamlessly through the Zapidi. And then we'll just randomly do an extreme demo for the people that want to check that out. And then the 2-channel setup, same thing. It'll be a playlist of about 10 songs that'll just play on loop pretty much all day at various volume levels. There'll be food and drinks all throughout the day. Kat definitely goes out of her way to make snacks and stuff, and then around 1 o'clock we'll have a food truck pull up in front of the house. They'll make fresh lunch for everybody. You just place your order, and this event is completely free to all attendees. It's just kind of our way of giving back to the community that I've held so near and dear pretty much for my whole life. So now Kat's been dragged into this and enjoying herself and wanting to be part of all of this, so that's awesome too. So anyway, guys, catch us live tomorrow night where we're talking about volume. Any of our previous episodes, we're talking about, bass, about home theater setup. A lot more to come. I got a video coming up on M-Wave. I got a video coming up on near-field subwoofers, a video coming up on transducers. Kat and I have an episode coming up as well. Literally, we're trying to bang these out as much as we can. It does get overwhelming at times just because we certainly have a lot of things going on with the girls and with work and just life in general. So certainly trying to keep our commitment to you guys. Appreciate all our subscribers, all the likes, all the comments, all our Patreon members. For the Patreon members, like I promised you guys, we're going to be covering most of our trip to IMWAVE and back on our Patreon channel. A lot of behind the scenes stuff going to be going on there. Behind the scenes stuff at Base Brings Us Together. All that stuff will get shared to the Patreon channel. Certainly to just give you guys some more detailed information. And thank you for the additional support that you guys provide for help running the channel. So you guys have an awesome day. Catch you guys live tomorrow night. And like always, crank it up.